Hey, what's up guys, it's me Naren Ramesh. Today I'm going to be talking about my mains and averages for all of the events that I compete in. So first let's start with 2x2. I currently use the Volk 2M. It's a very good cube. I've set it up with a lot of weight 5 and just general break-in. I didn't change the tensions or the springs from out the box as they were quite good the way they came. I currently average high 1 to low 2 on 2x2, and that isn't from a lack of practice. It's just that I am not practicing the right way, I would say. I currently just do a lot of solves, but I think it's time that I start looking into sets such as EG2 and perhaps even the LEGs. But yeah. Next is 3x3. This is the Qi Volk 3 Elite M. So up till recently, I was still using the Qi Volk 3M. However, I switched to the Elite as I recently overcame its rather unstable feeling. I didn't change the magnets. Yeah, so it's still on the clear setting. And likewise, I did not change the springs either. However, I still do really enjoy the settings of the puzzle. One reason I was able to switch to this was due to the fact that I once again lubed it with a very heavy lube and broke it in a lot, which gave it a much stabler feeling. I currently average about high 8 to low 9 on 3x3. However, I am constantly improving and I have been learning new algs such as OLLCP to improve my recognition. So, hoping to improve my 3x3 times quite a bit. Next, we have events that I am not as good at, such as 4x4. I currently use the Qi Volk 4M. I made one critical error while setting up this puzzle, and that was lubing it the same way I lubed my 3x3 and 2x2. I lubed it with a much heavier lube, despite the fact that I don't practice 4x4 as much, which resulted in the cube picking up a very gummy feeling, which I am currently working to improve upon. I have been solving 4x4 quite a bit more lately, so I'm hoping that I can eventually get much better, which will improve my sum of ranks. I currently average about a minute on 4x4, although I am starting to get into the high 50 seconds range. Next we'll be going over 5x5. This is the Qi Volk 5M, and I did not make the same mistake I made with the 4x4 here. I ended up lubing it with a lighter lube, weight 2 I believe, and that was to give it a much lighter feeling because I don't practice 5x5 as much, and this made it such that even without much practice or much breaking in, the puzzle still turned well and was not extremely gummy. Currently, I'm not sure when my times lie in 5x5 as I haven't started solving it on it that much, but I do plan to in the near future, which is why I have put this in my list of mains. So now let's move on to other n/n events. First of all, we have 3x3 OH, for which I use the same cube. It is quite good. My 3x3 OH turning has never been very TPS high, and I tend to focus on efficiency and use a lot of table abuse. However, I still use the same cube as once again my turning is slightly more inaccurate on OH, and this cube gives me enough leeway to be not as accurate but to turn fast, which is why I end up using it. I average around 15 seconds in OH currently. I have a 17 official average, however, so once competitions start again, I do hope to make some drastic OH improvements. Next, let's go over non-n/n events. First, we'll be going over Scube, which is my least favorite of them. I use the Moyu Aoyon's cube. I replaced the solid flat caps with the indented caps to give me more grip of the puzzle, and apart from that, didn't change much, didn't set up much. I don't believe I put any lube in it. I'm currently just using the factory lubricant. However, I do like this puzzle quite a bit. I have gotten some good times on this, although my official PB is not on this cube because I accidentally forgot to take it to Raipur. It does still make the event much more fun, which is why I do use this puzzle. And to improve my sum of ranks, I actually have been thinking of getting into this cube lately. Currently, I average around 5 to 6 seconds, although consistently I would say around low 6 with some high 5s to mid 5s occasionally. Next, let's talk about Square 1. It's not very short like these two are, and I overall really enjoy it, although I'm not that fast at it. In this case, I'm using the Yushin Little Magic Square 1, although I do have a Volt V2M, which I do plan on switching to quite soon. I currently do use this Square 1. I average around 18 to 19 seconds and have been working on learning advanced cube shape. Currently, I do use beginner's cube shape as I'm in the process of learning advanced cube shape, so that should significantly improve my times. And finally, we'll be going over my main event, Pyraminx. This is the X-Man Bell Pyraminx that I've had since August 2017, if I am not wrong. This is an incredibly good cube, and as I've said from the amount of time I use it, I think it essentially doesn't die. At least it hasn't died on me yet, and seems to have quite a bit of durability, which is something I can't say for a lot of cubes, as I haven't had a single magnet that has essentially loosened and dropped out of its place, and I haven't had a piece break on me yet. Currently, I average around 2.5 to 2.6 seconds. However, on a late, I've been getting a lot of 2.3 and 2.4 averages. And while I'm at it, I might as well talk to you a bit about my backup mains, for which there are only really two, for 3x3 and Pyraminx. First, let's talk about 3x3. As I mentioned before, I was using the Volk M for quite a bit, and this is that puzzle. It's still my backup main, as it is still an extremely solid puzzle, and I can still get about the same times on it. In fact, the only real reason I use the Volk Elite M is simply because I like the feel more, as I think I literally get the same times on both. Next, let's go over my Pyraminx backup main. This is the Mr. M Pyraminx, which is a rather new release into my collection, and I really enjoy this puzzle. The only turn off for me is the frosted plastic, which makes it quite hard to grip, which is the only real reason that I'm not using this puzzle. Apart from that, I really love it, and I might consider switching to it soon, because it is very good and quite honestly slightly better in performance when compared to my Bell. So that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I hope you learned something of what puzzles you should buy based on my turning style and how it compares to yours. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.